Storyteller dives into Ascendance of a Bookworm Chapter 5, where Myne tackles winter preparations and takes her first step toward creating paper. Myne carries a basket of chopped firewood towards a wooden door. Myne enters a room, still carrying her basket with various stored goods visible. Effa confronts Myne, asking, "Where do you think you're going? Didn't I tell you we're going to start preparing for winter today?" Myne, disappointed, thinks, "And I was thinking of taking the fibers out of these stalks by the well." Effa leads Myne, who reluctantly pulls a basket, instructing her, "You need to help out too, Myne." Myne peeks around a corner, observing someone else. Gunter, now sitting, greets Myne. "Oh, you're here, Myne." Myne asks, "Dad, what about your work?" Gunter explains, "I'm on break for a while. If we don't take breaks in shifts, it would be hard to get ready for winter, right?" Myne, curious, asks, "What do we do to prepare for—" The narrator explains that with the coming blizzard, wooden doors must be shut, so checking for loose or rusty hinges is crucial. Today is for house checks and repairs. Myne thinks, "So I should look for hinges that might break. I see." Myne points out to Gunter, "Hey, Dad, this hinge and the nail here are rusty." Myne inspects hinges, narrating, "If I use my modern knowledge, finding loose or rusty hinges is easy peasy." Myne, surprised, says, "Eh?" Then insists, no, it's no good." Gunter dismissively states that's a door hinge suddenly breaks, surprising the onlookers. An unknown male character, distressed, says, "See, it broke." Gunter sighs, "You should go help your mom, Myne." Myne, insistent, demands, "Fix it, Dad. This won't last through the winter." Myne, pulling on Gunter, asks, Why?" Gunter, exasperated, states, "We don't have enough money to fix everything, and it looks like every little nook and cranny will need to be fixed if you stay here, Myne." Myne insists, "Let's." Myne reacts with extreme shock to a financial revelation, exclaiming, "This costs money too." Myne slumps in dejection, muttering, "Being poor is rough." As an unknown woman asks, "What's wrong, Myne?" An unknown character asks, "What's wrong, Myne?" Myne tells an unknown character, "Dad told me to help you, Mom." The character, surprised, asks, "He did?" Then instructs, "I'm going to get things ready for the lamp." An unknown character explains the process of making lamp oil and candles, stating, "If we take that and add things like beef tallow or fruit oil to it, it can make lamp oil or candles." Myne, curious, asks, "We have a little bit of that wax we collected this year." Myne thinks, beef tallow. An unknown character instructs Myne, "Crushing fruit is probably too hard for you, so maybe I'll have you help with the beef tallow." A large lump of beef tallow boils in a pot. A cooking utensil stirs items in a pot over a fire. Myne pinches her nose, exclaiming, This stinks." An unknown character off-panel reassures her, "Hang in there, Myne." Effa instructs Myne, "It's melted down now. Let me see that, Myne," as Myne, still pinching her nose, looks up. Effa calmly stirs a pot with a ladle, holding a small bowl. A dark, viscous liquid is poured from a pot into a clear bowl, leaving some solid residue. Myne, holding a pot, asks her mother, "Wait, Mom, you just remove the waste and that's it." Effa calmly replies, "Okay." Effa asks Myne, "You're not going to precipitate it?" Myne, confused, replies, "Precipi." Myne thinks, so I guess you wouldn't understand precipitate." An unknown character explains the refining process, asking, "You're not going to add salt water and boil it over a gentle fire and filter out the waste a few times?" Myne, surprised, questions, "Salt water." An unknown character explains the oil purification process. Then, if you let it cool, just the oil hardens on top, and the salt water stays on the bottom, pretty much. Once that happens, you can remove the water on the bottom and just use. An unknown character decides, "Salt water, huh? I'll give it a try," while Myne thinks, "I wonder if I was able to help out a." An unknown character explains, "It might be kind of a hassle, but it doesn't stink as much and the quality of the oil improves." Myne questions, "The quality Myne exclaims, "Wow, you were able to get some really clean oil." An unknown character asks Tiri, "Are you done with the fruit?" Myne proudly replies, "Yup, I crushed." Myne exclaims, "Wow, you were able to get some really clean oil." An unknown character instructs Myne, "Then use this much of it for candles. I'm going to help your dad and start getting the firewood ready." An unknown voice instructs, "Myne, grab those." Myne asks, "What is this?" As an unknown voice urges, "This is going to harden, so hurry you pee." An unknown character drips a substance into a pot, as Myne observes intently. A hand stirs a liquid substance in a pot with a specialized tool. A hand carefully dips a stick with 2 wicks into a pot. An unknown character explains the candle-making process. "You do this and dip it in over and over and it starts to take the shape of candles." Wow, so that's how they're made. They're done. Myne expresses surprise and understanding about the candle-making process, saying, "Wow, so that's how they're made." An unknown character states, They're done once they harden, as finished candles hang. Effa instructs Myne, don't just watch. You help too, Myne, and Myne replies, okay. Myne thinks, if I add herbs to these, won't they act as a deodorant? Myne's hand presses herbs onto a candle. An unknown character shouts, stop MESSING around. These are for everyone to use. Myne, flustered, replies, it's just a few. Myne reacts with dismay to the misshapen, leaf-embedded candles, exclaiming, Myne. An unknown speaker muses, if this gives them a deodorizing effect, I'll make sure to pick a lot of herbs next year. Myne pleads, it's really just these 5, okay? Please. As Tiri questions, isn't it better to have candles that don't stink? Please, Tiri. Myne rests contentedly, giggling as Tiri approaches and asks, Myne, are you done making candles? An unknown character enters a room carrying a stack of items, prompting Myne to think. Myne cheerfully reports, I'm drying them right now. An unknown character holding a stack of items responds, I'm done. You are, that's good. Myne questions an unknown character, where are you putting that? An unknown woman methodically stacks firewood as Myne observes. Myne asks, what's this room? And an unknown woman replies, it's the winter preparation room. A large quantity of firewood is neatly stacked in a hidden room, with an unknown voice narrating, so there was a room further inside the storage room. Another voice observes, that's a lot of fire. Myne, concerned, thinks, is deforestation not a problem in this world? If one house burns this much, I wonder how much the whole town uses. An unknown woman states, even with all this, it's just barely enough. Myne, disbelieving, shouts, even though half the room. An unknown character tells Myne, quit spacing out. We're going to get ready for handcrafts. Myne defensively exclaims, I'm not spacing out. I was thinking about something that might be pretty important. Myne, looking curious, asks, what's handcrafts? As an unknown character looks, an unknown woman explains, let's see. I guess for men, it would be doing maintenance on their work tools. Also, if they're planning to build furniture, they have to gather all the materials for that. Myne listens. An unknown character opens a crate, stating, right, we won't be able to move around outside much during the blizzards. Myne questions, you mean work we're going to do during? An unknown character explains, so we have to do things like spin and dye the thread to prepare it for weaving and embroidery. Making clothes is the most important job for women, right? An unknown character explains, so instead, we have prepare other things like wool and iron asterisk-like plants for spinning next year. Since my job is dyeing, the threads are already spun. An unknown character explains, so instead, we have prepare other things like wool and iron asterisk-like plants for spinning next year. An unknown woman informs Myne, and we also have Tiri's baptism ceremony next summer. An unknown character states, that's right, we have to prepare her special dress during this winter, too. Myne questions, the ceremony for 7 years. Myne expresses, it seems like I'd be in the way, as an unknown character, hand to chin, says also. Myne stretches, sighing contentedly, I can finally do my own handcrafts. Myne reacts with surprise to an unseen event as an unknown character crouches, seemingly startled. Myne asks, what sort of crafts are you doing, Tiri? Tiri replies, I'm making baskets. An unknown character states, I'm going to make a lot of them over this winter and sell them when spring comes, as wood is Myne declares, I'm going to make papyrus. An unknown character asks, what are you going to do, Myne? Myne, confused, questions. Myne, contemplating, thinks, baskets, huh? Myne laughs, tilde, I'm not telling. An unknown character, exasperated, warns, please don't start something strange again. Two unknown characters are engaged in domestic preparations at a table, while the narrator comments, but having said that, Myne reflects, honestly, I don't really remember how to make papyrus. Myne recalls, if I remember correctly, the fibers are woven vertically and horizontally for papyrus, and the direction of the fibers is different on the front and back, so you can only write on one side. I recall something about it not bending well. Myne, slumped in thought, thinks, and I've never actually touched papyrus before either. An unknown character remarks, I don't think the book I read went as far as saying how to make it, as a basket of plant stalks is shown. Myne, clutching her head in despair, exclaims, I want to look up how to make it in a book, but that book doesn't exist. An unknown character, confused, responds, An unknown character exclaims, books. An unknown character, observing ancient Egyptian papyrus, thinks, I feel like there were fibers running across it, but I wonder how the fibers stick to each other. An unknown character, observing a plant's root system, thinks, does it need some sort of glue like with Japanese paper? But what could I use for glue in this? An unknown character thinks, or more simply, I wonder if I get a similar effect if I weave it like Myne declares, okay, I'll weave the fibers, as the narrator states. Now that that's done, time to prepare the materials. Myne, eager, tells an unknown character, Tiri, get some water for me too. An unknown character offers water, asking, is this okay? Myne replies, yup. Myne mixes material in a basin, sighing, ah. Myne asks Tiri, hey, this grass has skin on it. How can I peel it off? Tiri, puzzled, replies, eh. Myne then says, Myne asks an unknown character, and how do I take out just the fiber that's inside? The character responds, let's see. Tiri asks Myne, Tiri, I want to dry these. Where do you think I can put them so they won't blow away? Myne contemplates. A large circular basket-like object is densely wrapped with horizontal lines, suggesting fast-moving air or material being dried. Myne calls out Tiri. Tiri responds, hey Tiri, about this. Myne, exhausted, exclaims, phew, I'm poop. Myne observes a pile of materials, thinking, there isn't that much, but maybe I can make 1 or 2 sheets. Myne triumphantly holds up a large basket of newly created papyrus-like material, exclaiming, that was a lot of work. But with this, I can make papyrus for my winter work. This is my first step towards. Myne, pensive, reacts to an unseen stimulus as an unknown character proudly displays a large, flat, woven object, likely the papyrus. Tiri, concerned, asks Myne, what's wrong, Tiri? That concludes Chapter 5. What did you think of Myne's papyrus-making breakthrough? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this recap, please like this video and subscribe to Storyteller for more Ascendance of a Bookworm narrations. We'll see you